Hey everyone, welcome back to the Optima Tax Show for people who owe. I'm Dave.
And I'm Phil.
And today we're going to talk about IRS enforcement. Enforcement is back in a big way, otherwise known as collections. So a lot of your assets or maybe your finances are up for grabs if you're not compliant. So I brought Phil along to talk about what may be up for grabs and something that you could do to maybe protect you from that type of enforcement that could cause some serious strain within your family. So Phil, what trends are we seeing right now with IRS enforcement that we haven't necessarily seen in a while? Anything?
I think there's been a big ramp up in notices being sent out to a lot of taxpayers demanding payment and providing them avenues to resolve their tax debt.
Great. So now, me as a taxpayer who owes, what are some of the things that may be up for grabs?
Well, technically everything, David.
Everything? Wow.
Everything.
That's
Even
rough.
that shirt off your back.
Okay, well, I don't think anybody wants this one, but what are some of the main areas where the IRS might focus first?
So typically we see very liquid assets being targeted first. So your wages are typically garnished first. Your bank accounts are levied. Beyond that, even your retirement is not safe.
Retirement? Wow, isn't that the sacred cow? You don't touch that one?
You're not supposed to be touching that one, but when you owe the IRS money, they have plenary authority to access your retirement.
Yeah, we get a lot of calls from folks on a fixed income who are collecting Social Security. And they're confused as to why the IRS is collecting Social Security. You want to give us any tidbits on that as to why?
Yeah, so in the year 2000, they started this federal payments levy program, in which if the federal government is paying you, they're going to have a special levy for that. Typically, you'll see a 15% levy. So
Okay.
this includes Social Security. This includes even if you're a federal contractor, those payments that are due to you, that's
Wow.
up for maybe even up to 100% grab. And so any place where a federal agency is paying you, it's going to be an easy place for them to target.
Because it's easy to find?
Exactly.
Okay, so this is some of our most vulnerable populations, some of our seniors, our moms and dads, who really need that Social Security check to survive. What type of options do we have if they get this garnishment to get them out of it?
Luckily, they have all the same options any taxpayer does, and IRS does a great job making sure that the information is out there for them to explore and really find a solution that works for them. So that can be an installment agreement for something that will full pay the tax account within the collection statute. It could be something that's in between, or maybe even a non-payment status for a lot of these people that are in hardship.
What's the technical name for that, Phil?
The non-payment status is called a currently not collectible status with the IRS. And basically what it means is they won't collect from you. However, this won't stop interest and penalties from continuing to accrue.
Okay, so that sounds pretty good because I get my monthly paycheck and all of it. But what else could come with that? You said a potential lien or so?
Right, so when you owe the IRS, liens exist, but the IRS will let the world know that you owe them money, meaning they'll file
The
these
world,
liens.
wow.
Yeah, the world. They'll file these liens and make it public record that David owes the federal government, $100 for his back taxes.
Okay, so if I owe the IRS and somebody wants to pay me, the IRS is going to say, whoa, hold on. You're going to pay us first before you get David any money. Is that right?
Yes, in most cases, but unless you're in a currently not collectible status, in which case you'll be able to get your wages, things of that nature. Where we see this most commonly affect taxpayers is when they're trying to sell their home, any hard assets where IRS might say, hey, wait a minute, David, you owe me money first, I get first dibs.
And the title companies will find that lien and make sure that the IRS is paid off first before you get any proceeds. This happens a lot, and most specifically with real estate transactions, like you mentioned, that's when it's caught. So Phil, what can I expect as a taxpayer when the IRS comes to collect or enforce? What's it gonna look and feel like?
As we always reiterate, it's gonna come through correspondence via mail first.
Okay. All right, can they call me? And very important, everyone, can the IRS call me to collect an IRS debt?
So IRS will not call you to demand payment. The one caveat is that if you are assigned a revenue officer and you're probably working through them very closely, you'll know who it is. They'll have written to you via mail and establish that contact. But you will have those conversations directly with somebody with the IRS, but it's typically you calling them. But the RO situation is one where they'll reach out to you at times first.
Okay, what's another situation where the IRS could reach out to me via phone if I owe them?
So another situation is, it won't actually be the IRS, but someone where someone and a third party where the IRS has granted them authority to collect a third-party collection agency.
So is this any Joe Schmo in the corner who's been deputized by the IRS to enforce or collect?
No, there's 4 companies, and you see it listed below, that are authorized to perform collection activities due to the FAST Act that was passed a few years ago. And they've been trained in similar ways that ACS agents have been trained at the IRS.
Okay, with some, do they have the same power or authority as the IRS, these collection agencies?
They do with a lot of the payment plans. Some certain hardships, you will have to request your account to be transferred back to the IRS. And our primary recommendation for our clients is always to work directly with the IRS, because we know what to expect. We know what rights will be protected when we're dealing directly with the IRS. We know all the options that are available, and we know we can deliver.
Great point, Phil. They have way more options with the IRS. So if you feel you're vulnerable and you're worried about a phone call you may have received from a quote IRS agent or a confusing notice, I encourage you guys to download our tax app, where you can analyze that notice or request help from a tax professional if you need it. So Phil, any parting words for everyone today?
As usual, do something.
Do something. It's always better to approach the IRS before they approach you guys. Download our app, and we hope to see you guys next time. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like
And subscribe.
to all of our YouTube videos. And if you need more information on Optima Tax Relief, please go to our website, optimataxrelief.com.